everybody, and welcome to Art Friends, where we are friends who like art. My name is Coda, and I am joined by...
The other art friends say their names.
Coen, please. I was so close to getting a good intro.
No, you did a good intro. I just ruined it.
The other art friends say their names.
The other art friends say their names.
We need to make a t-shirt with that on it.
Honestly. Did we ever give context for that joke? We probably didn't. We've made that joke like 40 times, but we haven't given context for it.
Dude.
For context, we have a pinned message in the Discord server we record in, and it says in the intro, it's basically the intro, and it says, "Hello, welcome to Art Friends, where we are friends who like art. I am blank, and today I am joined by my friends." And then it says the other art friends say their names. And I think once Opalia said out loud,
No,
the
it
other
was
art
Christian.
friends say their names.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't me.
I thought
I
it was
don't
Christian.
remember.
Whenever Christian was on, he was reading the intro, and he read
Might have
out
been
the other-
both. Might have been multiple people, but ever since then, I just say the other art friends say their
Instead
names.
of actually
Even more,
saying your name.
instead of saying, "You know who I am." I
Yeah,
don't
y'all
need an
better
introduction.
Know who he is.
Yeah, I am known around these parts. They call me the Comster, the Comster. You better watch out for me because I will compliment you. Better watch out.
And the thing is that he'll deny it if you attack back with compliments. He'll deny
Coda,
all
your
of them.
voice is nice.
Thank you. Alright.
We need to keep that in.
Opalia does know how to break an awkward silence. She just destroys it.
Annihilation.
There's no awkward silence with me because I'm talking all the time.
15 megaton bomb.
There is an awkward noise. There is no awkward silence.
There's an awkward 0.5 seconds, and it's not even awkward. It's just
that's
0.5 seconds.
That's so mean. Imagine referring to someone's voice as noise. What is that awkward noise?
Thanks,
Honestly, it
Coda.
wouldn't be the first time I hear it.
Oof.
Oof,
Anyways,
indeed.
guys,
Anyhow, Coda,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
So, I like to think, despite our whole intro tangent and not being able to get on topic, that we've improved at podcasting.
Yeah.
So maybe, one day, we could go back and re-record the entire first episode word for word.
Oh god, I hate that transition.
To show how much we've improved, because that's how it works.
Coda, this is the worst segue. This is the worst segue you've
Why did
ever
I allow
done.
you to do the segue bit if I was the one who was promoting the topic of the video because you get it all wrong?
But, I mean,
this-
that is how it works. If you improve, you gotta do something again, but better. And artists do that all the time. I know we've done it, wherever we find an old drawing of ours, and then we take it, and we're like, I could do this exact thing, but better now, and then we do it. It's just like a Disney reboot.
And what do you call it?
Yeah, just that Disney reboot gets worse.
What do you call that, Coda? What's the topic of the episode?
It's called a redraw of my old art.
Redrawing. That's the topic of
Redrawing.
this episode. We're talking about redrawing.
It was my idea.
How was that segue, boys?
I hated it.
What if I just... That was the worst segue I've ever heard. But what if I just, for the thumbnail of this episode, just really awkwardly redraw the the first thumbnail?
That's
just
brilliant.
Worse. No, Coen, you fully render it out, like your exact rendering style.
Oh no. I don't have the time for that.
Oh.
Oh, I might just do that.
But
That'll
yeah,
be funny.
Opalia had this is her brainchild. She decided to talk about this. So,
Opalia, tell us about your brainchild.
introduce us to this child of yours, Opalia. What is a redraw?
Yeah.
Well, a redraw is what it... I just realized I still have the ghost blanket on my shoulder and I got so spooked.
You got spooked by
Nice.
your own joke.
And this is how
The
Opalia
ghost
died.
is strangling her.
No.
It is.
I just choke on my water.
Yes.
So anyway, pretty much, when you have a drawing and you redraw it, that's a redraw. Wow. Good job, Opalia. 10 out of 10 for explanations.
Well,
This is an amazing introduction to your child.
yes.
It's
Yes.
like, this is my child. It is an infant. Goodbye.
You shouldn't talk about babies with me. I immediately think about abortion.
Ooh.
Why is that? That is a problem.
The problem is that it's not even
You
a
have
lie.
some odd fantasies. So,
I wouldn't call it a fantasy.
Good job, Coda.
So anyways, but for example, Drawing with Waffles did that for a few times with that Rapunzel drawing where she redrew it. Or that one
Every
artist that
year.
Yes.
yeah.
Or that one artist that does the rainbow hair girl. I don't know if you know her. I don't remember her name. I just know that she exists
Same.
and I watch it every time I see it. And it
Yeah.
happens every time in November, like the end of November.
She falls in the category of Tumblr artists I'm really impressed by and love the art of, but I don't remember the name because they all kind of look the same. But they still have distinct styles.
Yeah.
Maybe Rose
So
Art?
I
No.
guess it kind of falls into two categories then, because like you said, Draw with Waffles she does the yearly thing, but then like some people just are like, huh, I remember drawing this when I was a kid. Time to do it again.
Yeah. Or you might just be bored and looking through old art and you're like, hold up! What is this? This is a drawing. I like the concept, but God, the execution is garbage. Stinky poo. I'm gonna do it again. And then you do it again, and then it's much better.
I actually unprivated a bunch of my 13-year-old YouTube videos recently, and I was watching
Hell
through
yeah.
them, and I found a old creature concept I made a video about, and I'm very tempted to redraw it because the design's actually kind of interesting.
What is it? Thank you for your explanation.
You're welcome.
What is it? Sneezes the oblivion out of his soul?
No, but the thing was a weird, like, mole-looking thing with, like, razor teeth. It was odd.
Teeth mole.
Teeth mole. Teeth
mole.
Teeth
Teeth
mole.
mole.
Teeth
Teeth
mole.
mole.
Teeth
Teeth
mole.
mole. Discord delay. We can't get in sync.
Oh, my and y'all were in sync.
On my end, it was like teeth mole. Teeth. I can't even.
You just got the remixed version.
I got the remix version. If you think about it, language is just a dictionary remixed.
Yeah. So, okay, this is an interesting question. How true do you have to stay to the original concept for it to be considered a redraw?
I mean, honestly, for all I care, you could trace it and call it a redraw. Like,
Okay, so in my eyes, which, is my opinion, when
Oh
you
boy.
do a redraw, the basic idea should be the same. For example, when you have a character running from a bear, you shouldn't draw the same character dancing with a bunny and say it's a redraw of the same scene. So you can like draw the different clothing items or different poses because you think the pose is a little bit too stiff, right? Well, I've had a person that was like, no, it has to be the exact same pose, the exact same clothing, the exact same colors, and I'm like, where's the improvement if you do everything the same? And I'm still
Honestly-
mad about it, and it's like half a year ago, and I'm still salty about it.
honestly, that kind of stuff absolutely baffles me because it doesn't matter, like, at all.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
Yeah, artists get passionate about the wrong things.
honestly.
At least I am
They're
passionate
like-
about something.
They're like, oh, you can't use reference and you have to redraw everything the exact same. That's the only thing that matters in art. It's the only thing that makes good art. Look at all the professionals. They're saying the exact same thing. And then you look at the professionals and they're like, no, just have fun. No, but honestly, I think redrawing, you shouldn't just put any limitations on it. You should just do it because it's fun or if you feel like it. And it's just generally a really good thing to do, which we'll get into later.
Yeah. I guess how true you need to say to it depends on your intention. Because like if you're like, this is a cool concept, I can make something out of this, then veer as far away from it as you want. You know? Because all you're doing is taking your past self idea and stealing it. But if you're like, I'm gonna actually do a redraw for a challenge to make the same illustration but better, then I think one should stay true to the original concept.
Yeah, the concept should be the same. But for example, if you think, oh, the clothing or the colors are whack, then you can change the clothing and or colors,
Yeah.
right?
Honestly, I just kind of see it more as like the idea of just, oh, I'm gonna redraw this. I see that more of like a starting point. Like this one time, I didn't know what to draw, so I was like, I'll redraw this whole thing. And in the end, I got something very different, and I didn't end up calling it a redraw. But it was still really helpful because I had something to start off of.
Yeah, like I said, your intention wasn't to actually post it as a, hey, this is my redraw. It was just, I'm going to use this as inspiration.
Yeah.
But like if someone were to say, here's my redraw of my old art, and post, like Opalia said, the shark versus the bear example, I think it was.
Bunny.
Bunny and bear example, then it's not really a redraw anymore. It's just the same drawing of the same, a different drawing of the same character. Personally, if I ever redraw something, I'm gonna have a lot of liberty. I'm gonna do things a lot different than
Same.
the original.
Yeah, exactly. Like your art style changes, your way of doing poses maybe changes. And stuff like that. Also, like your knowledge about how a body should move changes.
Yeah.
Does the knee go forwards or backwards?
Both
As we
ways.
all know, animals have backwards kneecaps.
That is how it works, in fact. I will never accept backwards kneecaps until the day I die.
Yes.
It's all just cankles.
But guys, have you guys redrawn any image of yours?
Yes, and I really like redrawing. It's great
I
fun.
do like. Wait, before we get into that, I want to ask one more question that is going to help us define a redraw. Because every
Okay.
year, Cynics does a self portrait. Do you
Yes.
consider that self portrait a redraw of the last self portrait?
No,
No.
Why not?
because he redraws his own face. Like he doesn't pull inspiration from his face from the portrait, but he pulls inspiration. He might, but just
If I were to redraw, if I
it's
were
kind
to
of different.
draw a photo from reference, and then next year I draw the same photo again,
Well,
is
I
no,
guess
that
that's a
because he's
redraw.
drawing from a photo, right? He's using different photos every year, right?
But honestly, like, unlike something like being self-taught, and even being self-taught wasn't that important. Like, specific terminology isn't necessarily required. Like, this isn't like if you don't know the terminology perfectly, you have a problem, and we should ban you. It's just like there's very loose and very different definitions. And honestly, I think that happens with a lot of things in art, where people like take very specific things and put very specific and sometimes just plain wrong definitions on them, and then stand by those definitions and then create new ones. And it's really
yeah,
confusing, and I just don't think it's necessary altogether.
yeah, and I think learning the definition. So say you gotta learn what form is very specific. You gotta learn what perspective is. You gotta learn, and learning those definitions helps you communicate with other artists. But like
Yeah,
you can communicate just fine if you don't really know what the term redraw means in an art context.
like honestly, redraw is a very self-explanatory term. It's just
It is.
drawing something again.
Yeah.
And really,
It
like it's
literally
a
means what it is.
like the more technical, like it's a very vague term, so I don't think like I get like some technical terms I feel like should be kept quite closely to heart, like ambient occlusion. When people don't know what ambient occlusion means specifically, it leads to a lot of confusion and a lot of weird stuff. But like redrawing is so incredibly self-explanatory that
It's
you
literally
basically
drawing.
yeah you you basically don't need a definition for it. Just like
The
what-
definition is the definition of the word.
yeah, exactly. What does redrawing mean? You redraw.
I think people have turned it from a word into a challenge. And
Yeah.
the challenge, they gave rule sets, so therefore the word now has rules to it.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, art doesn't have really any rules.
We talked about that in the Can You Cheat at Art episode. The answer is no.
Art doesn't have rules. You just have a couple of things that make it look better most of the time.
Even though Coda and Coen just spoiled it, please watch that episode.
Yes.
I mean, the answer is
Probably didn't.
I don't know.
Much
You
more
have to go find out.
much more complex
Yeah.
than what we're saying here. My voice just cracked there. Can't believe this. Kick me off the podcast.
We didn't yet, really, dude.
I might as well go commit seppuku.
I might as well go commit kamikaze now. Meow.
Alright, no. But let's see. So, Opalia, you asked a question before I derailed it a bit.
Yeah.
Dude, if she still remembers her question. Are you kidding me? After you derailed for like 20 minutes.
Okay, I remember the question.
Nice.
I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah.
What's the wait? Say the question and then make Opalia say it.
Okay, the question was, have any of you guys ever redrawn any of your artwork?
Okay,
Oh,
Opalia, now
okay.
ask it.
No thanks.
Great.
Yeah, Opalia, I have. So,
Coda's gonna be editing this and he's gonna cut over Opalia saying no thanks with just the exact thing she said earlier.
I'm just gonna read. Yes. But I have done it, and I believe Coen said he has to an extent, and I know Opalia has.
I've done it I do it quite, not often, but I've done it pretty recently.
I'm curious. I feel like Opalia's done it the most.
Actually,
So
I do it fairly often. I just thought about it.
Yeah, okay, well, you two do it more than me. I'm curious what your guys' experience with it is.
Opalia, tell us.
So,
No.
The thing is, first I look at the drawings that I did with the intent to redraw something. Like, I don't just randomly look at my art and I'm like, okay, gotta redraw that now. And then I pretty much look through it, look what I can, like, where I really know that I can get better at it. And I try it, like stuff that I have learned recently that is similar to what I'm seeing on that drawing. For example, I, in the beginning of the year, redrew one of my princess drawings. That was right after I did more character design stuff. So I did that, and she looks like a better character design, in my opinion. And currently, since September or something like that, I am redrawing another drawing that I have redrawn like 2 times already in 2016 and 2017. The drawing itself is from 2015, if you're wondering. And yeah, that's still in the work in progress.
I just quickly want to say I am very sorry to the families of the people who chose to do the drinking game of drink every time they say redraw. This episode, they are probably, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they're probably comatose at this point.
All right, Jimmy. So, do you want to play the drinking game with us whenever the outfits say redraw? Dude, we're like 7. I don't care, Jimmy.
Take the shot, Jimmy.
Jimmy, take the shot. They said it again. Do it again.
Jimmy, you want to be a cool kid, don't you?
Don't you take the vodka, put it in your mouth.
Okay, if this were like Jimmy's friends, it would be dark, but the fact that we're saying these are his parents is really disturbing.
Yeah.
Who said this? His parents aren't his friends. In Corona times, everyone is your friend as long as they live with you.
Or your enemy.
I wanted to say that, but honestly...
You are for me or against me?
I wage war against my sister every single day.
I can't be bothered. My sister lives too far away and I like her too much.
Opalia just drives 4 hours every single day. She's
Like,
just like,
you're smelly, and then I would drive away.
you just drive to,
And it's like she
drive to
doesn't
the.
even hear. She's just like, "Wait, what was that?" And then
She's just
"We're
like,
still
hey,
out
Opalia, nice to see you. And you're just like, you're smelly, and then run off.
I just laugh like a maniac, like and run away.
Perfect.
But Apollo, did
But-
you say so? If you're say learning how to draw glass, you'll look through old drawings of yours and find one with glass and redraw that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. And you drew, or you still draw, but you drew a lot. So like, you have so many old illustrations to pick from.
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually have one in mind when you say glass. Just continue. I will just send it in the meantime.
Glass.
I might know which one it is, but
You don't.
I don't. Ooh.
Ooh.
Coen.
Like-
So, Apollo, whenever you're redrawing something, what do you keep in mind? Like, what are you doing?
Art.
Art. That's the best answer, Opalia, honestly.
Yes. Are you trying to stay super true to the illustration? Are you trying to take more creative liberties? Or are you trying to just take the idea and do like what are you trying to do?
I'm pretty much changing a lot up, but with keeping the same vibes of the picture. For example, I had a drawing of like a princess in the garden crying, and I pretty much kept that and had a princess in the garden looking very upset. Did I say garden instead of garden? Good old
Gordon.
garden.
Gordon Ramses.
Gordon Ramses.
Yes, his evil twin brother. He is actually not
Gordon
a cook, he is a
Ramses.
gardener.
That was a joke me and my brother made. We had a character we made up called Gorgeous Ramses.
Gorgeous Ramses.
Oh my god, he's definitely a beauty YouTuber.
Yes.
Hi sisters, it's me, Gorgeous Ramses.
He like beautifies food.
No, he shows how to put foundation on correctly, and if someone has like a little bit of splotchiness, he's just like, you donkey! It's just not supposed to look like that.
No, like he's normally like he sounds like the standard beauty YouTuber for the whole thing, but as soon as someone makes a mistake, he just turns into normal Gordon Ramsay.
His face contorts into Gordon Ramsay.
It's normally like a flat plane because of how much makeup is on it, but then as soon as someone makes a mistake, just wrinkles start to form,
Plane.
muscles start to tense, muscles start to tense, and then blammo, there's Gordon Ramsay.
Gorgeous Ramses has transformed. He's evolved.
This is the best
Oh,
character
what is
concept.
this? Gorgeous Ramses is evolving. Dum 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 dum
Dum,
dum
dum, 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 dum.
It's like Gorgeous Ramses is evolving. Do, and then it reveals it, and the first sound effect is just like bloody hell. What is that?
Bloody
Instead
hell,
of-
what am I?
Instead of the Pokemon Screech.
Yes, exactly.
Anyhow,
Oh.
redrawing, am I right?
I want to draw Gorgeous Ramses now.
Do.
Don't you mean you want to redraw Gorgeous Ramses now?
Yeah, I've drawn him in the past a lot. So, Opalia, when you're redrawing something, you try to stay as true to the original as possible while still adding all the improvements you can. Coen, you said you redraw a lot, and I think your process is a bit different. You don't try to stay super true to the original.
Yeah, I honestly mostly do it to revisit concepts because I feel like I wanna with these stories I wanna transition into why redrawing is such a good habit because it's a really good habit to do. Because I feel like it really just strengthens your ideas and your visual library, which is super useful to pull on later. Even when you just don't know what to draw. Like, it's how some people have this one OC they draw 100 times. Like, that's just a really good thing to have because it always gives you something to draw. And maybe even later, I've heard stories about this. Don't know if you guys knew about this, but Soldier 76 from Overwatch was an original character. One of the concept artists made back in high school, and he just pitched it to the team, and they were like, "Hell yeah, let's add him in." Like, of course, he went through a lot of changes, but still, just having a concept, like a semi-developed concept, is really handy to pull from, and that's why I like to just look at old ideas and just take them and do them again. I might redraw the image very similar looking. I might just only take the concept and do like a full-on redesign or reimagining, which is also a really good thing to do, just redesigning old stuff. And I also love it because I feel like when you start drawing, you really have some cool and fresh ideas. And it doesn't mean like you only have fresh ideas in the beginning and then you just stop. But I feel like it's just a matter of time. If you're in the moment and you have to think about what you're drawing for like 5 minutes, you can either think for 5 minutes and try to think of something fresh, or you could look at the fresh ideas you've produced in the last like year or so, which is a lot more.
I think as a kid, we draw everything that we think of because we're bad at everything. But over time, we get good at certain things, and then we only draw those. So as a kid, we drew so many more different things. At least I did. And then for a while, I like got good at faces, I got good at people, and I got good at a certain style of clothing. And I just did that for a long time. And now I'm trying to veer back into doing a lot of things. But I looked through my old sketchbooks. I'm like, whoa, I had a lot of ideas that I just wasn't afraid to do because I was bad at everything.
Nice. Yeah, you do have less just limitations on yourself. But yeah,
Exactly.
do you guys have any other reasons why redrawing is a good idea and a good
I
habit?
have a few.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Opalia.
Confidence in art. For
Yes.
example, I have redesigned a character that I made like 3 years ago, and every time I look at that redraw of that character design, by the way, she's not going to happen. I just really wanted to draw her last time.
She's not really going to happen.
No. Like, that was my goodbye to her. The thing is, every time I redraw a character or redesign a character as a character designer, and I'm just like, yes, I like this much better than the old one, and then I spit on the old one, burned its picture, and I'm
Wow.
happy.
So
But
Only half
you
of
get
it
like
was
a
lie.
confidence boost whenever you see that you've improved.
I mean, as you do.
Yeah, that's a really good point
Can you
because
imagine someone feeling worse when they get better? Coda! Okay, Coda.
Yeah.
I had an idea for a character, and I feel like you're the best one to actually get this done because you know the whole church stuff.
Yes. Okay, but like, let's not do this on
No,
show.
Coda. A socially awkward angel. So like, you know how angels are like, oh, please don't be scared when they come into the room.
But be not afraid. Don't even worry about.
I mean, it's okay if you want to be afraid, but just like please.
I know I might look a bit strange, but I'm really not that scared.
Just
oh
the
God!
Giant floating ring with eyes.
Oh, you're screaming now. I don't feel comfortable with you screaming constantly.
He's like, don't worry, and then he points to his eyes. I'm not evil.
Yes, there was one scene in the Bible where a dude straight up wrestled an angel for like days, I think it was.
What? How do you wrestle a biblical angel?
Can we talk about how that angel probably was like, oh bitch, now you're getting it.
Why did he wrestle an angel?
Why did the angel wrestle?
I'll have to get up the story and read it to you guys sometime. It's a good story.
Man, the Bible is lit.
Why did he wrestle back? Literally, what did that guy say to get an angel?
Oh, bro, you disrespecting my homie God? Gotta wrestle.
That kind of summarizes it.
You you disrespect my man, I'm gonna disrespect your life. And then the man was like, oh yeah, bet you don't. And then they just started
They
wrestling.
wrestled for days. That's kind of funny. But no, actually, but I think I was about to mention that. I'm very glad you did, Opalia. That, like, just seeing yourself improve so much in, like, such a fairly quick exercise is just a really good confidence boost. Like, even just the sheer speed you're able to do it at. Like, I redrew something and I was like, that's not extremely better, but I did it 5 times as fast. So I think I improved a little bit.
Yeah.
And with
So
5 times
first
that
they make
fast, I
fun.
don't mean I am a fast artist. I mean that I spent like 15 hours on the previous.
But I definitely think that's true. I feel like not only does it help you to look back on your improvement and get a little confidence boost or whatever, but it also, I feel like, is a good method to help yourself improve. And here's why. Like, I feel like it's a very good drill. So, to me, you can draw all the things you want, but you're not really holding yourself to a certain standard with every illustration. It's just kind of like it sits on its own. It's just do the best I can do. But whenever you're redrawing an old thing, now you have a challenge. You have to make it better than what this was. So a lot of times you end up, instead of just doing what you normally do, actually thinking about it. Like, okay, what's wrong with this? How can I make it better? And it gets your brain working because you have an actual challenge to beat.
Yeah, and it's really good for your visual library since you're drawing something. I feel like if you don't redraw anything, you're kind of just scattering yourself in all directions without really strengthening any branches. It's like imagine a tree. Imagine a tree with like a stem, and then it has some branches stemming off of that. You know. Now imagine every branch being super long and also like really thin. Those branches are not gonna stay strong, and the tree is not gonna grow that big. But if you go back and make some of those branches thicker, eventually you'll get a really tall and really nice looking tree.
Thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
That's all my brain was able to remember.
Good. So that's if nothing else, the only thing we want you to remember from Art Friends is just the word thick.
Just that one word.
The single word.
Oh, but yeah, I haven't done too much redrawing. I don't think.
Tutu.
No, but
Really?
Coda, I feel like you are still strengthening those bonds in a way because you draw, like, you don't strictly redraw the same things, but you do draw a lot of like similar stuff with your faces and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's a compliment. That's not like you only draw this and that, but I feel like you're really good at just picking a certain thing and really exploring what you can do with it.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone look at Coda's Instagram for proof. He's good.
It's all the same.
Look at it.
But
Good stuff.
no.
Look at Opalia's Instagram too.
Opalia has been spamming her Instagram and it makes me happy.
Me too.
Oh yeah, I still need to upload like 20 pictures. I just got a migraine yesterday, so I couldn't continue.
You got a
Too many
migraine?
uploads.
Yeah, too many posts, dude.
Too many posts. Instagram's like, are you
Instagram
posting?
used psychic powers to stop
Are
you.
you posting on our? Are you posting on our platform? Can't
Are you
allow that to
posting on our
happen.
platform a lot at once? Zap, migraine.
Zap,
The thing is-
migraine,
The thing is, Instagram
shadow
is like,
band.
yes, Insta was that with speed, remember?
Yeah.
With speed, it was just like we're gonna send you to the shadow realm,
So
not explain it, and not respond to your support questions.
you're just a male and you do art. You're definitely a sexual offender. Gotta ban you there.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
did you just draw Thanos? That's basically
Did you just draw naked Thanos? That's objectifying
that's why
Thanos.
even though it was posted on your account, that's why he got kicked off.
Yes. Oh, I posted his drawing of naked Thanos, but
It's
he got
censored,
kicked for
don't
it.
worry.
Maybe he got kicked because he didn't upload it.
Instagram was mad that he didn't upload it.
You didn't even make a full render version of this. Oh, can't believe you. Banned. Anyhow, you guys want to get into an interesting topic?
What is that?
Go ahead.
Topic?
Redrawing other people's art.
Ah.
Because
Huh.
I have done quite a lot of it, and I really enjoy it.
You've done more than either of us, I think.
Combined.
Or at least me. What is your experience with it, Coen, since you brought it up?
Well, I feel like it helps you a lot with a couple of things. First is just
Well, firstly, I'm curious, what do? Do you
Oh, yeah.
try to directly copy it? Do you try
like
to interpret
it's either like I'm first gonna talk about where it even starts, but I either like DM a friend, or like it might be like an art game or an art trade or whatever, because this is still the same for art trades. So like if you're drawing someone else's OC, you're technically redrawing them. I guess even fan art could be considered redrawing in a way, but we're not going to talk about fan art today. But generally, I go into Discord servers where there's like a redrawing chat, and I just look at people's OCs, and I'm like, that seems cool, I might do that. And then I draw them again. I tend to just look at the overall design and kind of just do whatever I feel like most of the time, which sometimes results in a bit of a skewed interpretation and maybe even a bit of a redesign with like my personal preferences and personal just design choices and stuff I like. But I think that's still cool because like I want to say this earlier, but I feel like it gets you known in certain circles, and it gets you like people look at you redrawing and they're like, wow, thanks, I'm gonna remember you now because you directly drew something that I made, and that makes my brain go dopamine. So I am happy with that. And
is that where the term dope comes from?
yes.
Okay.
Did you?
I just
Fantastic.
made that connection.
Your neuron activated, connection made. Fantastic. No, but just
brain terms.
But that just like gets a small network of like small fans, I guess, going. That's not even the most important part. One of the more important things is that it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone in a different way than you'd expect, in the fact that it's like very specific, because there are other people's characters most of the time and other people's illustrations.
Yeah, you're jumping into other people's comfort zones.
Yeah, you're kind of like half jumping into other people's comfort zones, because still you're the one drawing it, and it's not like you're making them draw. You're not like stepping into their mind, but yeah, it's like you said, it's kind of jumping into other people's comfort zones and kind of taking some of the design choices they make and combining it with your own visual library and stuff to just create this new mesh. And I feel like that really helps with just knowing a variety of stuff when drawing.
Yeah.
And it's really good practice, even when you want like that, like just being able to see a character and like reinterpret it or just perfectly redraw it, I guess, if you want to. It's just a really good skill for like upcoming concept artists and illustrators, because that's basically their job. For concept artists, it's a bit different, but this especially goes for illustrators, where they basically get predetermined character designs and they just get to draw a really cool fan art illustration of it.
Yeah, and that's fan art, but I have seen you perfectly, or at least try to pretty directly copy a painting.
Yeah, I consider those more like artist studies than actual like redrawings, but I guess you could consider those redrawings, but I don't feel
you're
like
actually redrawing the actual drawing.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like that goes more under like artist studies, which is a really fun topic we should talk about sometime.
Yeah. Opalia, do you have experience with redrawing other people's artwork?
I think I've redrawn like a few pieces because of the Guild Game nights where we like
Oh yeah,
did the telephone game.
telephone games are great,
But I
right,
remember an
Coda?
art trade where Coen.
Yes.
Ow. I remember an art trade when I remember an art trade with Coen where I drew one of his cyberpunk snacks.
Oh yeah, I still love that one. You drew it
Thank
in
you.
like a grassy field. When I saw that, I was like, dang it, they're too good. This is wonderful. Wasn't that for an art trade actually?
Yeah, I just said that.
Smooth brain. Anyhow.
Yeah, I don't really redraw people's stuff. Like I guess the draw this in your style challenge
Yeah, that counts
might
as
be,
redrawing.
but I didn't really like my part, so
I did. Too bad, Bucko.
you just like I just complimented you and you can't do anything against it. What is the
Huh?
next step?
What you gonna do, punk? I just complimented you. Got nothing on that, huh?
So, what you're kind of defining as redrawing someone else's artwork is almost like fan art. It's taking someone else's concept and just doing it again, but different. What do you think the benefits of that are?
Are you referring to Opalia or me?
Either.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I think that's when you feel like you're a bit more experienced than the person you're redrawing, there isn't too much risk to be had. It's just there's only fun to be had. But I feel like when you're a young artist and you're looking at I don't know, I guess questionable stuff like people who draw dog legs backward with backwards kneecaps, that can like confuse you a little in the long run. But then again, I don't think it'll like hurt you specifically, unless you like take a lesson from them and they're like, well, so dogs have backwards kneecaps, because that's just frankly not how it works. Sadly. Tick 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 tick.
I'm
Tick,
sorry,
tick,
I'm
tick, tick.
painting in the background. Big ground. Ah, yes.
Big grown.
I'm drawing as well.
I am
think-
paid. I might. Oh, that's why you guys are so quiet when I talk. I see. This never happens. I was like, wait, I'm like when I have these monologues, I was like in the back of my head, wait, I've been talking for like 2 minutes uninterruptedly. What is even happening? Now I know.
Coda did it first.
I was drawing some hands.
On the podcast,
Yeah.
shaking my head. Opalia is the only one able to do that, and she's like moderately distracted.
No, I just don't know what to say. Also, I did these eyes
Nice.
way too shiny. Gotta add another star.
But I mean, we couldn't call ourselves art friends if we weren't so addicted to it that we were doing it all hours of the day.
Art.
Did you just sniff your microphone?
That's for court to decide.
Art.
Ow! Oh,
My ears. Those are some shiny eyes.
Those are shiny eyes.
I'm sorry,
I love the
can't
little
hear you.
like bags, like the whole tired look.
I know.
Sorry, Opalia.
Oh, Jesus, mother.
On today's
Christ.
episode of Art Friends, Coda completely obliterates Opalia's ears.
Me, every time Coda whistles, Coda, please don't do that. I have very sensitive ears. Coda annihilates his microphone with one breath.
No, but Coda, I think the comparison we made earlier, I think some other people have made that, and I think it's a really good one. Just redrawing is, in a way, some kind of fan art. Like I've heard people say when they redraw their old stuff, they're like, they think of it as just doing little nice fan arts for their past selves. And I think that's a pretty good way and a really sweet way to think about it.
Yes. Oh. Okay. Let's see. If somebody right now is like, man, I want to redraw a piece of my old art. I am so inspired by these art friends.
These
how do you think
art
they should go about
friends.
that? What are the steps they should take to choose a drawing to redraw, and how should they, like, what do you guys think they should do?
What's
Take
your
a
favorite drawing?
Yeah. Like, you can do two things. You can either just pick a drawing you like the concept. You can do three things. You can either pick a drawing you like the concept of and want to revisit it. Pick a drawing you made previously that was insanely good at the time and see if you can do better now. Because that's the biggest confidence boost. When this piece you made back in the day was like your best thing ever, and now you're able to top that, that's when you feel like I am confident.
Can I, by the
But
way, say that I still have like a whistling sound in my ear?
Sorry.
nice. But yeah, another one is, I guess, just finding an old piece that you're like, man, I already hate this so much, I gotta make it better.
I know one in
Yeah.
my stock of drawings.
Like, out of obligation.
Though, I think there's also... People shouldn't get so caught up on redrawing old stuff. Because if you... You need to... I think there should be a very... The ratio of new original stuff to redrawing old stuff should be very high on the new original stuff.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that was pretty much our episode. Hope you enjoyed the shorter format. Be sure to let us know in the comments what stuff you like to redraw, and show us in the Discord what you've
Yay.
redrawn. Yeah.
Imagine having a Discord.
Imagine.
Wouldn't
Okay.
be Art Friends, the Discord where you can meet new friends.
Stop licking my foot.
Coen.
No.
I don't know how to feel about Coen.
Coing. I am Coing.
Coing.
I am Coen. I am a jet plane.
Well, what was that for noise, dude?
It was the jet plane.
If your
Watch
jet
me
plane makes
go.
those noises, you shouldn't fly out.
Whip, whip. Nay, nay.
Coing.
Coen. No, but Coda, hit us with the proper outro.
Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can follow us. Bye.
The other art friends say goodbye.
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 Coen, you solved global warming too good. The Earth is getting colder now. Please.
Dang it.
Stop. This is frozen all over again.
No.
No, it's just December.
It's just December.
it gets-
seasons.
The colder it gets, the more chance we get for another Ice Age sequel.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then let's just crank that world's AC up.
Hell yeah, that's how it works. We just have a button. We just have an air conditioner button for planet Earth, and as soon as we press it, global warming will be solved.
The scientists have been holding out on this information because they want to look like they actually solved the issue with their big brains. And it wasn't that easy.
It's actually called global colding.
Allow me to put on my tinfoil hat so I can speak about this freely without
Yes.
having my mind controlled by the government.
You need the hat on so you can truly be woke.
Yes.